In a scathing ruling on Saturday, a federal judge in Pennsylvania dismissed the Trump campaign's latest effort to invalidate the state's election results. The judge describing the case as a Frankenstein's monster and calling efforts to disenfranchise Pennsylvania's voters, quote, unhinged. Chuck Todd is NBC's political director and moderator of Meet the Press. Chuck, good morning. It's good to see you. So here we are nearly 3 weeks after Election Day. The vote has been certified in that close race in Georgia. Joe Biden won there. We have this federal judge in Pennsylvania effectively smacking down Rudy Giuliani and the Trump campaign team there. Where is this headed now? Pat Toomey, the Republican senator in Pennsylvania, saw that ruling last night and said, okay, time to move on. Joe Biden is president-elect. Will more dominoes begin to fall now?
Well, look, I'll be honest. A week ago, I think I said to you that I thought the Georgia recount would be the trigger, and it wasn't. So, look, as much as I feel like I've got to learn the lesson of how long and how slow the Republican Party will go on this when it comes to distancing itself from President Trump or pushing back against him. The lesson is always, just when you think it's going to happen, always assume it takes a little bit longer. Look, Pat Toomey is an important new break, but it's also not that unexpected. He is somebody that has been sort of, when you look at the Republican senators, he's more likely to say something publicly that isn't necessarily to the benefit of President Trump than other Republican senators. Look, I'm speaking with one today on the show, Willie, Kevin Cramer of North Dakota, very much a Trump ally, but who is somebody who says the transition should begin. But realize this, Willie, he is the only Republican senator that has agreed to go on any Sunday show this week or last. Yeah. So I think that tells you how uncomfortable many Republicans, elected Republicans, are with defending the president, so they'd rather remain silent.
It's amazing, though. They're just standing by and letting these conspiracy theories percolate. It was a telling moment when Senator Marsha Blackburn, Republican of Tennessee, called Joe Biden president-elect, and later her office went out and said it was a slip of the tongue. She didn't mean to call him the president-elect. Speaking of Joe Biden, Chuck, this transition is unlike any we've seen before, obviously. The transition team doesn't have access to intel reports. It doesn't have access to official data on the coronavirus crisis. So how is the Biden team managing through this very strange period?
You know, it was remarkable. Governor Larry Hogan, the Republican from Maryland, told me that in his meeting with the Biden transition team, which included a handful of bipartisan governors, that the Biden team was basically peppering the governors with questions about the coronavirus task force, about how that works, about that process. And essentially what Governor Hogan was telling me was they were trying to learn, trying to understand how it works for obvious reasons, to see, hey, what do you want us to do that's the same? What would you like us to change? Things like that. But the fact that you had to have the nation's governors serve as almost an intermediary between the Pence-run coronavirus task force and the Biden-run transitions task force is just patently absurd, but this is where we are.
And every minute counts. We're in the middle of an exploding public health crisis. Chuck, thanks so much. We'll look forward to much more this morning, of course, on Meet the Press, when Chuck will talk about the president's efforts to overturn the election with one of President-elect Joe Biden's incoming advisors, Congressman Cedric Richmond.